What have you been watching, buddy?
Okay. Well, I'm going to start. We have a similarity in our stuff, so I'm going to start with from the back of my list. I picked up. I think we're headed toward an episode on the White Lotus.
Yes.
I thought maybe it'd be fun. So we are going to do an episode on the White Lotus, but I thought maybe it'd be fun because I've seen 2 episodes at this point, and that's it. I started watching it for the purpose of the episode. I thought it'd be fun to react, like to my immediate reaction to White Lotus. And I'm at this point, like first of all, at this point, it's not as weird as everybody made it seem.
Okay.
At this point, it's not all that special. At this point, it's fine. I'm not mad about it, but like the way everybody made it seem was like almost like you're going to have to get through it, but it's worth getting through. And at this point, I'm like, it's just a show. Like there's nothing, it's fine. It's fine. So we'll see what happens. But I thought it'd be nice for me to be on record about something I don't know what I'm getting into, sort of. But I'm 2 episodes in.
Yeah.
I mean, how far are you? You've watched some of it, right?
I finished season 1.
Oh, okay.
I think the main thing here is when we first talked about doing an episode on the White Lotus, I was a no.
Mm-hmm.
But as we've stated before, we started throwing around those top 10 lists or whatever.
Uh-huh. Everybody.
Lots of people talked about the White Lotus.
Yeah.
And I feel like...
Yeah, what's her name won several awards.
At what point are we kind of slipping into irrelevance when we don't talk about the most popular shows and at least give them a try?
Yep.
The White Lotus, it's not my favorite thing, but
it's not going to hurt my feelings to watch the whole thing. I just haven't seen a reason why I need to continue watching, but I'll continue watching because it's interesting. Yeah, but anyway, okay, so I watched that. I actually, at this point, they'll probably be out by the time this episode comes out, but I've done a couple quick hits, so I won't hit them very fast. But I did watch that 90s show, and in case you don't see in case you're not out there on TikTok watching my quick hit.
Listen, I put those puppies everywhere. People are going to see them.
Okay, well, they'll see them then. That 90s show I watched, and man, I really enjoyed myself. I can't believe it, but I really enjoyed myself. And what I think I said in the quick hit was basically, if you like, you have to like that 70s show because there is some nostalgia in there. But I love that 70s show. And I think that 90s show caught what that 70s show was doing, where I think that 80s show missed it. So it's because they did that 80s show.
When?
I don't know, a while ago. It started out maybe even before that 70s show ended. Glenn Howerton was in that 80s show. Who is from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He was in that show. But
wow.
Anyway, I think that 80s show sort of missed, and that 90s show is on Netflix, and it hits, I think. They have great cameos, really funny stuff. Red and Kitty are in that 90s show, the parents in that 70s show. Their grandparents, Eric and Donna's daughter, comes and stays with her grandparents for the summer, and that's where that 90s show comes in. But there's cameos by everybody. Every single cameo is perfect, that you remember what their character was like, and they do a really good job. And all the characters of this younger generation fill in a gap that was missing from that 70s show. It's just, I really enjoy it. I couldn't believe I was watching like mostly 15 to 17 year olds, but I thought it was really funny. It's just kind of special in that way. It may just be, I'll admit it may have been nostalgia carrying me all the way through, and that's fine, but I really did enjoy that 90s show. Now that I've talked a long time about a quick hit I had, I'm going to also say I watched Coach Prime, and I have a quick hit on that will probably be out by this point or sometime soon. And then you and I both have on our list that we checked out Shrinking. I only checked out 1 episode so far, even though there's 2 released.
I watched both.
Okay. Love it. Love it.
I'm locked in, and I want to say,
love it.
Why aren't all comedies like this?
Yeah.
If they were,
okay,
I would be a comedy fan.
Okay, sure, but it's fragile.
What
it's dealing with heavy stuff.
No, yeah, I know. I want to deal with some stuff.
I do too, but I don't think everyone does. I seriously, when I saw the trailer, they released a trailer like a couple days before the first episode came out, and I was like, this is going to be hard. It's like going to be funny, but it's also going to be very hard. It's dealing same as Ted Lasso is, but
that's what I was going to say. I feel like Ted Lasso deals with some heavy
it's
stuff.
all the same people. That's why it's the same stuff.
I'm saying though, does that come across as a show that like is dealing with heavy stuff, or does it come across as a good time?
Well, they trick you into dealing with it because Roy Kent says the F word a lot. So
I just think there's a way.
Yeah.
What did we say? There's a way to kind of get you to eat your vegetables.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like this. This is how you do it. This is the way.
No, I agree, but you're acting like everyone in the world could do this. I couldn't do it.
I'm acting like
I could write that 90s show. I could not write.
I feel vindicated when I get a little grumpy about Parks and Rec or something that is just a laugh a minute. I feel vindicated about those kind of things. When I don't feel crazy. I don't feel crazy there because sitcoms exist that I like. It would be different if I just didn't like any of them.
You think Shrinking is a sitcom?
It's funny because you did the same thing with Ted Lasso, and I'm like, yeah, it's a sitcom, and you're like, are you sure? It doesn't feel like a sitcom.
Huh. I mean,
it's maybe like a longer length comedy. It's definitely a comedy.
Oh no, yeah, it's definitely a comedy. I'm not saying
I'm using that sitcom. I'm using that term loosely.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the way that I think about sitcoms is like not interrelated. So that's a big deal for Ted Lasso and Shrinking. Like the story progresses over the course of the show. I think that is
a specific type of sitcom.
Interesting. Okay. I mean, yeah, it's just like it's a matter of language at that point, but
we're splitting hairs.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But yes, I would consider this in the sitcom realm. Okay. But I could easily just use the word comedy every time I said sitcom. Yeah. I like comedies with heart, and I want to deal with some stuff and I think it goes down so much easier, and it's so much more potent when it's presented with levity. And
I agree with all of that.
Man, it's great.
Yeah.
Watch Shrinking
really
right now.
Good. Yeah. Really, really good.
I also checked out The Accused, which is just called Accused. Sorry. No, the first piece of network content I think I've consumed in a decade.
Wow. Yeah.
Maybe.
What channel?
It's on Fox. Okay. And it is a remake of a British show, and every episode is a new cast, a new story. I think it's good enough to keep watching and maybe make my mind up eventually. Mm-hmm. The first episode was like, whoa, that is how that puppy ends. So I don't know. Maybe they're all going to be, maybe they're just going to all sit a little bit sideways when I watch them. But it was well acted, pretty intense. I was impressed with Fox. I'll say that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Anyway, big name, big cast, but a lot of really big names that they've gotten for the show. I checked out. I love Cesar Millan. You like Cesar Millan?
I did. Yeah, I used to. I mean, I haven't seen anything he's done in a long time. But.
So I was a big fan of Dog Whisperer, and I'm kind of in the process of like talking my wife into getting a dog, and we're him hauling around, and I always like to beef up on my Dog Whisperer when I am in that mood. So he's got a new show called Better Human, Better Dog, and it's on National Geographic, which is a part of Disney Plus now. Okay. It's very similar to Dog Whisperer. Sure. I think it's pretty good. I'm current on The Last of Us. I'm current on Mayor of Kingstown. Mayor of Kingstown falls in a strange zone for me. I mean, I have your voice. I have your voice ringing in my head. I think my thing is we watch stuff that we watched The Wire, like we watch stuff with really rough content in it. And I'm wondering why this feels different. It does. I agree that it does feel different, but I'm wondering why.
Because I can't
put my finger on it.
My quick answer to that is The Wire is not actually sensational, and I think Mayor of Kingstown can tend to be sensational. Throw in nonsensical, like really gross stuff, gross in many different ways, but gross stuff for shock value.
I think we're coming out of that a little bit.
Okay.
It does feel like we're making good progress as far as that goes.
Cool.
Less sensational. Season 2. The Last of Us is some of the best television I've ever seen.
Okay.
Terrifying, but so good.
Okay.
It's fantastic.
The funny thing is I believe you, and I just don't want to watch a terrifying show for what. So like, it's like, well, that's not fair, I guess.
So The Last of Us is a video game that has won awards on awards on awards on awards, mainly because of the story. It is just an insane story. And so when HBO did this, because I knew I couldn't play the game. I knew that it was going to be enough like disturbing that I wouldn't be able to play the game. The games become much more real. It's like I'm an extension. The player is an extension of me, and I can't do that. But I knew, like, okay, I've always been interested in the story, and when I saw HBO was going to do it, I got super excited because I want to know the story. And yeah, I have not been let down yet. It's Pedro Pascal he's just a heavy hitter now. There's no other way to put it. He is fantastic.
That's awesome.
So anyway, that's me.
You talk about that, and I'm just like, have no desire to check it out because of you always say it's terrifying. I just don't. I'm going to put my foot down on this one. You have to. All right.
Yeah, and then you pick one that I would never say yes to, and I'll do that one.
All right.
You're going to get me good. We're going to do the Black Flag or whatever it's called.
Hold on. That's on everybody's list of great shows. Our Flag Means Death. It's great. It's hilarious.
You're in the zeitgeist as far as that stuff. I am not. I have, whatever reason, I have lost touch with reality as far as
it was on all those lists.
What the people are watching, because I don't
know what people are watching. I know what's on the list.
Every time I see one of those lists, all the shows you recommended are on there, and I'm like, how is that possible?
Because
the rehearsal was everyone's favorite show from last year.
Show, yeah.
I'm always so shocked.
Everybody always knows that the critics are like randomly picking shows that nobody's seen.
Oh, man.
But still, Our Flag Means Death is so funny. It's really funny.
I believe you.
That does it for this episode of Good Show. Good Show is created, recorded, edited, and produced by Anthony Mako and Brandon Sharp. Our theme music was written and recorded by me, Anthony, and all our graphics and socials are developed by Brandon. If you've enjoyed your time with us, please make sure to like or follow us on your favorite podcast platform so you never miss an episode. And if you appreciate our show, please throw us a rating and a review there too. If you'd like to discuss any of our content, you can search The Good Show Facebook group or follow us on Instagram at The Good Show Podcast. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.